everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today I'm going to be making another Wonderland soap. Now, let me just say that this soap is my favorite. All of them are cute, all of them are fun, but the amount of colored embeds I have for this soap, there are literally 10 different colors for the embeds. I'm not gonna tell you anymore, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's make some soap. Okay, right up front, here are all the colors we're using for our accent colors, and now we're gonna mix in our lye water solution into our oils. Now, this color palette was chosen with great care. It's kind of a unique one. It's a little bit weird, but whenever I was using certain images for my reference, all of these colors were very, very present. And also just wanted to show you false trace. That's what it looks like. People ask me all the time, how do I know if my soap is mixed up enough? That is how. If it looks like applesauce, like I just showed you, it hasn't been blended long enough, and your room is probably too cold, or your lye water solution and oils are not close enough in temperature. It's having a hard time binding. You need to mix more. So now just blending in all of those colors that I just showed you. Look at that Raging Raspberry. Oh, it's so good every time. As is Harold's Purple Crayon. I don't get to use that nearly as often as I like. And then Green Vibrance over there, always turning the nastiest color. And the fragrance for this is a custom blend. It is a proprietary blend at this point in time, though it may not stay that way forever. I just like to test things and make sure that they're really good before I just give them out. So mixing in that fragrance by hand to make sure that everything stays as runny as humanly possible, but that make sure that like everything is still, you know, all ready to go. So now adding in a little bit of our white, not a ton, and then I'm just going to start drop swirling. Now it's not going to stay drop swirled, but I need to drop swirl it like this in order to get the color mix that I want. And I'm alternating where I'm placing the color. I'm not dropping one color onto the other color. I'm kind of dropping it side to side, maybe on one side of the color and then down the middle. I'm just trying to get a different alternating pattern every single time I pour, because I don't want to have two big long like gloops down the middle. Just take my word for it. It's much better if you alternate where you are pouring your lines when doing a drop swirl, even if you know you're going to be mixing it all up later. Now this was the time when I got nervous because after I added in all that white, it brought a lot of color to the surface, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've overmixed everything. Then I took my little glass swirling wand, put it at an angle, and whipped in a circle. Some people like to use a spoon for this. I like the swirling wand because it creates a thinner swirl. A spoon would create a thicker one. Again, already super nervous at this point because look at the top. It isn't that pretty, and it definitely looks like I've overdone it, but I promise the inside looks a lot better than the top. Now we're gonna add the frosting, and it's a two-tone frosting. You guys always seem to love the two-tone, so used a little bit of Raging Raspberry, used a little Cosmic Carolyn, and this really, really brought the whole soap together for me personally. Whenever looking at the Hatter's Tea Party with the March Hare and Alice, there are a lot of these colors, and it's something that you even see in all of like the teapots and the teacups. I watched the scene over and over and over again so that I could really get a good pull of the color palette, because the color palette for that particular scene is incredibly distinct and very iconic. So just so you know, I did study it. Now for Simeon's little trick of going down the middle, saving me some time. And let me just say, while this is my favorite soap, it absolutely is, this is not my favorite scene in the whole movie. It is really funny. We love the little teapot who, while he is singing, kind of sounds like he's tooting. Do you prefer the word toot or fart? I actually think toot sounds a lot worse, but Kenny and I used to rewind that scene so many times just so that we could hear that teapot make that noise. I mean, Disney really knew what they were doing. They knew they would suck in the 8-year-olds with that. We also loved the whole thing where the Hatter is just talking about all the things to add to the pocket watch. and the marcher suggests mustard, and he acts like mustard is the stupidest suggestion. Bruh. Even though he just put butter in the clock, you know? It's just really good. Something that stays with me forever. So now you can see in the background, all of those colors, that's not even all of them. Like, this took so long. This is the longest amount of time it's ever taken for me to put embeds on the top of the soap, because there's 2 of them and I needed to alternate the colors, and there literally are 10 different colors, all of which, of course, were very specifically picked. And of course, every single soap will get a teapot and a teacup. It's not going to be like 2 teapots or 2 teacups. We are going to give everyone both the method of pouring the tea and the method of receiving it. So after I place all of these in, I'm going to put on some glitter, once again representing the good glitter. And I actually ended up using a glitter blend that was from the Christmas lineup. It's called Oh Christmas Tree. You'll see it a little further on in the video, but it had the absolute perfect mix of colors. There was like green and red and blue, and of all the perfect shades to match this. So I was super, super pleased that I was still able to get it in time to make these soaps, which is one of the reasons why I design soaps so far in advance. I have designed a collection. I think the latest, like the furthest away, was 6 months. 6 months before even launching it, because I knew that there were going to be certain things that I needed, certain things that would go on sale. Certain suppliers like to put things on sale at certain times, and I knew that. There's a Christmas tree. So I designed it really, really early. And for those of us who do seasonal soaps, and if you're not doing this already, you should make a list of the soaps and what months you're going to release them so that you can take advantage of those sales. Get your pumpkin spice soap early. Okay, so here we are. We're cutting the soap the next day. I'm having to use a single bar cutter because these embeds are delicate, they're fragile, and they were hard to maneuver, and this is what the soap looks like. So you can see it's not too swirly on the inside. It was deceptively messy. I absolutely love it. Like the colors, everything. It's so fun. So fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you do, because that kind of helps me know which ones y'all are interested in. Views aren't the only thing that count, okay? Thumbs up helps. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all in another video another time tomorrow. Bye for now.